Greetings, chess aficionados. Welcome to the last video in the Petrov. So here we are looking at what happens if after black takes and we challenge him, he retreats. So on principle, it should be better for us because we already have a development advantage, and now black's wasting more time going back. So d4 is a pretty natural and easy move to remember. Basically, we now have both of our bishops open, and black only has one of his open. So we're going to look at two moves for black, both about equally played, d5 and bishop e7. Both make a lot of sense. d5 gives this bishop a bit more range, but we'll look at bishop e7 first. Bishop d3, castles for black. We're going to come back and look at this move. But first, let's look at castles, the most common move, and we castle. So the cool thing I really like about this position, it looks like a very, very normal position, like nothing much going on, like the type of position, that you might see, two 1400s play against each other, literally millions and millions of times on, chess.com and Lichess. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of action here, pieces are going to get developed, someone's going to make a mistake and someone's going to lose. And yeah, but really this is actually an exciting position, believe it or not. So most common move by far is bishop g4. Makes a lot of sense, pinning this knight. Instead of castling, white could also play h3 to prevent this move. But actually, we're not particularly scared of this move because we have some cool ideas about kicking back the bishop, then kicking back the knight. Potentially, believe it or not, even winning this this dark squared bishop. So first off, we'll kick the bishop once. If he takes, then we just got the bishop pair for nothing. And right away we're attacking b7. That's just a great position. So bishop h5 is much more likely. Rook e1, putting the rook on an open file. The other thing I like about this variation is all the moves. All the moves in the beginning are very, very natural, and not that difficult to understand. And so the most common, at least on amateur level, is knight c6. So, and why not, right? Black's attacking this pawn. This is just pretty stock standard stuff. When the bishop's pinning a knight, you can attack a pawn. If you win the pawn, not only you're winning the pawn, you're just crushing your opponent. So here we're pretty much forced to play g4. And the bishop goes back. We can take, and now kick the knight away. And now all of a sudden, we're either winning a pawn or we're putting black's bishop in a bad position. For example, if he comes forward, we're just going to take twice, and we're going to be a pawn up. It's true, our king is a little bit more exposed than black's king, but on the other hand, we're just a clean pawn up. And yeah, oops, crazy mouse. Sorry, I'm not on a flat surface here. Yeah, black's pieces aren't very active, so he's not really in a good position to take advantage. We can bring our bishop here, queen here, maybe even triple up. Oops, triple up, and yeah. So this is not a big deal at all. And if he goes, if instead he goes, well, if he goes here, a5, he's just totally out of the game. And yeah, after maybe queen d3 or something like this, we're even threatening to win the knight. So probably no one will play that. And yeah, if they go here, sure, he's hitting this twice, but it's defended twice. We can yeah, kick the knight back to a bad square, maybe fianchetto. And this is a good position. And finally, if the knight goes back, well, black's just wasting time. And where's he even going to go from here? If he comes here and here, we're just going to win him just the same as if he went there right away. And yeah, we can play bishop f4, queen d3. So this is just a good position. So knight c6 is not a good move. And what about rook e8? Rook e8 is a very natural move. Actually, let's look instead at the other knight move, which is about the equally played as rook e8. And believe it or not, this move is actually almost losing. Again, this is what I like about the this Petrov retreat variation. It just kind of forces you to look deep, and your opponent's just gonna think they're playing normal moves, and all of a sudden they're gonna be lost. So here we're gonna kick back the bishop. Looks a bit dangerous because we're opening the pawns in front of our king, but black's pieces are quite passive. He's not really in a position to attack. For example, if he sacrifices, um, yeah, we can just play king g2, maybe even rook h1, and even get an attack of our own. And worst case, we can always bring the bishop back to break the pin. But black's like just not in a position to put more pressure because yeah, he can't come here. Obviously can't come here with his queen. Yeah, you should never be afraid of attacks when there's no way. The point of a sacrifice is to be able to take advantage of the sacrifice right away. And in this case, black can't. So he's got to retreat. Now g5, kicking the knight away. And actually, black's going to be in big trouble no matter what he does. This is what I like. You wouldn't think after knight d7 black would be lost, but actually um, both knight retreats are bad. So, and oh, let's look at this first because this is a nice cool tactic. So if bishop takes first, we're going to actually take the knight. And now both the bishops are hanging, and black's going to lose one of them. So that's no good. And yeah, white has two retreats. Rook e8 is the easiest. All of a sudden, this bishop is just simply lost. Knight d5, and yeah, where's this guy going to go? Can't take here because it's defended twice. Can't go here; it's defended by the pawn. And yeah, black's just simply going to lose the bishop in the game. So that's no good. Black's other move is to come over here. But now again, knight d5, attacking the bishop. This time the square is open, so the rook will defend. But now, knight h2 is a surprising retreat. And all of a sudden, this knight is just stuck over here. There's no way to move the g pawn to, tuck him back here. And he's just straight up going to be lost. Looks like maybe we've forgotten about this pawn. Maybe we're even going to be in trouble if we take, and then the queen's going to take, and black will get an attack after all, but nope. Check, and we're winning the bishop. And yeah, otherwise, how's black going to save the knight? He's not. For example, here, we can just trade a bunch of stuff, and bishop e2. Knight's gone, and our king's a bit open, but the nice thing is, these squares are covered. The other knight can't hop in. This bishop's not in such a great spot to attack. And yeah, we're just straight up winning piece. So kind of looks like it came out of the blue, right? Really, really cool lines. So yeah, simply none of these lines actually work for black. Oh yeah, so rook e8 is a safer move, a better move. But there's some cool lines here as well. So bishop g5 looks maybe even less dangerous than this pin because yeah, we're not even paying to the queen or anything, but there's some cool sacrificial ideas. So for instance, if h6, we can actually go ahead and sacrifice our rook. Again, this stuff kind of looks like it's coming out of the blue, but you can check with the engine. It's legit, and it's good to kind of be able to spring stuff like this on your opponent. So if rook takes, we can take the bishop, hit the rook, and for now we're in exchange down, and all we've got in return is black's fractured pawns. But our pieces are really strongly attacking. We're going to play queen here. Let's just look at the lines. So for instance, rook e8 is natural. Bring the queen to defend the f-pawn. But now queen d2. And yeah, say the king comes to defend. We can hop into this square. And from here, we're going to be hitting h6 and take with the queen and probably give mate. So bishop g6. But now we're going to come in probably not take the bishop. We're going to come in maybe over here and then come here and then take here. So yeah, it's just going to be bad. For instance, we're not really sacrificing the knight because if takes here, yeah, black's simply going to be mated. So that's no good. And yeah, the knight's just coming here anyway. If bishop takes, the queen will be king will be driven back from h6, and that's just going to be game over. But obviously, you don't have to memorize all that. And the nice thing is, say if queen takes instead, then we have this classic attack the queen. Don't worry about the bishop because we have a stronger threat. And here we actually have the same position by transposition. So, so yeah, cool lines. Now, if h6 is not played, say black's a little more careful and plays here, we still have a good position. So basically now our idea is to triple on the E file. And yeah, black has quite a few moves. Let's say D5. We're going to play Queen E2, C6, Rook E1. And if, sorry, close this door. And say if the bishop comes back here, well, now he's given up protection of this knight, and we've busted up the pawns. And finally, knight coming back seems like a good idea to dual purpose, to potentially clog up the E file by putting the knight here and getting rid of our attacking bishop. But here we have a nice move with bishop f5 controlling this square. If the knight moves there, we can hit it twice. And if g6, we have, once again, rook takes. Queen takes, rook takes. And yeah, black's got nothing better than to try to play rook in knight versus queen position. So yeah, a lot of cool tricks. A lot of cool tricks in this line. One more thing to show you is, what if before castling, black just pins our bishop straight away, which is also pretty commonly played. Here we're going to just kick the bishop right off the bat, and we're not afraid to throw our pawns. We're even less afraid because our king's not over here. And we're going to kick the knight right away. Again, if bishop takes, we got the same trick as before. And if yeah, here the black no longer has this option because the king is there. If knight h5, we have similar ideas to try to trap the knight. Here though, black does have an additional defensive option with h6, planning after we move the knight to take this pawn with his pawn, and then the rook adds to the defense. But here we can kick the bishop and hit this pawn. So black is going to lose his castling privileges. Right now he's a pawn up, but yeah, now we get the pawn back, and yeah, you don't have to remember all this far, but basically we're going to castle queenside, and these pawns are quite bad. So in all these lines, it looks very normal, extremely normal, just like la-di-da, quite normal position. But yeah, white has a lot of tricks here, a lot of tricks. So we got one more line to look at in the Petrov, and then we'll be done. So let's just check it out straight off. Black goes back, d4 and d5. So looks like a normal position, but the thing is, we're actually 2 tempo up. So this actually exact transposition to a French exchange. I'll just show that real quick. I don't recommend the French exchange. It's a bit boring, but takes, here, here, and then bishop d3 is a bit better, but let's say knight c6, knight c3 rather. But you'll note an interesting difference from our game is that here it's black to move, whereas when we get to this position, all of a sudden, because white has played 2 pawn moves, now it's our move. So we're basically a tempo ahead and a legit variation. So clearly we have an advantage. So bishop d3, for instance, say bishop d6, we can check, and yeah, already black has problems. If he blocks with the queen, we're not going to just trade queens and go for equal endgame. We're going to keep causing problems to black. So now we're hitting the bishop. If the bishop moves, we're going to trade queens and take here. Well, bishop's even got nowhere to move besides this check. But say black trades queens first. Now black's either going to lose the bishop pair and get his pawns busted up, or if he moves the bishop somewhere, he's going to lose this pawn. So the only defense is to check us and come back here. But now we're just going to keep piling up the pressure. And for instance, if knight a6, b4, we can try to trap the bishop. And when black plays his only defensive move, we can check him. And once again, the king is not able to move. So this is to be expected when when you're basically playing a normal variation but a tempo down. Yeah, and not too much to say about this position. Black can play a little better with bishop e7, castle, but we're just going to have a nagging edge. We have more space, better development. This is just a sample line, but this is the most common move, c6. This time we will block black from pinning us. And yeah, this position's been reached 7 times. White's done well. It's just, yeah, it's not any crazy tactics or anything in these positions. Except with bishop d6, just remember to check. Check, and then come here, and you'll have significant advantage. Bishop e7, it's a bit better, but again, black's just very passive, and white's under no risk whatsoever. So that's the end of our Petrov series. The next one, we're going to go into main lines. Well, excuse me, some of the sidelines of the Evans Gambit in the Italian game. And I'm looking forward to that and hope to see you there. Any questions, comments, concerns, put it in the comments. Thanks.